Dome, Randall, and Dang Dang in a museum so future generations can see them.
It's nearly a steal, and it is a steal for Jefferson with January back. Fly by and scores.
We would like to honor some special individuals we have recently lost. Among those were two leaders near and dear to the WNBA. NBA Commissioner Emeritus David Stern and NBA great Kobe Bryant. When David Stern launched the WNBA over 23 years ago, he changed the course of women's basketball in the U.S. forever. His commitment to women's sports was ahead of its time, and we are grateful for his leadership. Then, less than a month later, on January 26, we were faced with other devastating news for the WNBA community and millions across the globe when we learned of the loss of Kobe Bryant. Kobe was not only a legendary basketball star, but a devoted youth coach and had a tremendous impact on countless young players. I met Kobe last fall, and after he left our office, I remember thinking that his passion for the WNBA and girls basketball was unparalleled from anyone else I had ever met. Alongside Kobe, 8 others were lost that sad day in January, including 3 rising basketball stars, Alyssa Altobelli, Gianna Bryant, and Peyton Chester. These athletes represented the future of the WNBA, players who were following their passions, acquiring knowledge of the game, exhibiting skills that were way beyond their years. They represented the next generation of stars in our league, maybe what might have been called the Mambacita generation. While it brings us pain not to see their dreams come to fruition, I'm grateful and proud to announce them tonight as honorary draft picks. In the 2020 WNBA draft, in alphabetical order, first, the WNBA selects Alyssa Altobelli, guard, from Newport Beach, California. Second, the WNBA selects Gianna Gigi Bryant, guard, from Newport Beach, California. And with the third honorary pick, the WNBA selects Peyton Chester, forward, from San Juan Capistrano, California.
On behalf of my family, I'd like to thank the WNBA for honoring Peyton and her teammates. She exemplified the Mamba mentality and was a fierce competitor. Her skill and determination to play in the WNBA was something I have no doubt she would have achieved, but was only surpassed by her joy for life and the game. We will always have fond memories of her sinking a 3 or a big steal and turning back on defense with that beautiful smile. Thank you.
We just wanted to say thank you to the WNBA for honoring our sister Alyssa and her 2 teammates, Gigi and Peyton. Alyssa loved the game of basketball and she worked extremely hard at her craft. There's no doubt in our mind that she would have made it to the WNBA after her years at Oregon. Thank you again for honoring our sister. It truly means a lot to us.
Thank you so much for honoring my Gigi and selecting her to be an honorary draft pick this year. It would have been a dream come true for her. She worked tirelessly every single day. She wanted to be one of the greatest athletes of all time, just like her daddy. So thank you for honoring my little girl. Kobe and Gigi loved the WNBA. This is his sweatshirt. Thank you. I want to congratulate all of this year's draft picks. So congratulations. Work hard. Never settle. Use that mama mentality.
It's an honor to have Alyssa, Gianna, and Peyton join the WNBA family. We thank their families for the privilege of drafting their girls and for being a part of this special night. With the first pick in the 2020 WNBA draft, the New York Liberty select Sabrina Ionescu from the University of Oregon.
Well, no surprise here. Sabrina Ionescu becomes the first overall pick of the 2020 WNBA draft. I mean, just an absolutely dynamic talent, Rebecca.
Yeah, and an incredible competitor. As impressive as the numbers are, 17.5 points a game, 9 assists a game, 8.5 rebounds a game, and all the triple doubles. It's her competitive fire that separates her. She is a winner, a killer when she's on the floor. She thinks the game at a high level. She is elite in the pick and roll, whether it's delivering to teammates or scoring herself. At 5'11", great vision to see her teammates and find them, hitting them at exactly the right time. This is a player the New York Liberty can build their team around. A rebounder from the guard position. She gets in there, as I said, almost 9 rebounds a game. This player is going to have an immediate impact in the WNBA.
Sabrina Ionescu is the #1 overall pick.
With the second pick in the 2020 WNBA draft, the Dallas Wings select Satu Sabali from the University of Oregon.
Well, you see the reaction from Satu Sabali in Eugene, celebrating. She is the #2 overall pick, headed to the Dallas Wings. So Oregon responsible for the first and second pick of this year's draft.
And Satu Sabali has a real chance to be a star in the WNBA. Great physical skills, a long athlete, 6'4". She has guard-type skills playing on the perimeter. Last year at Oregon, averaged 16 points a game, 7 rebounds a game. Great size, agile athlete. She can stretch the floor. 38% from the three-point line from her career. She's an improved defender, has the ability to drive to the basket and get to the free throw line as well. An exciting young talent with a high ceiling for the Dallas Wings.
With the third pick in the 2020 WNBA draft, the Indiana Fever select Lauren Cox, Baylor University.
Oh, they had the confetti out at the Cox household, and Rebecca, you nailed this one, and I'm sure Indiana very excited to get her in the fold.
Yeah, one of the places Marianne Stanley wants her team to improve is on the defensive end of the floor, and Lauren Cox is a terrific shot blocker, averaged just under 3 blocks a game. This is what she does so well. She is an elite passer, a terrific outlet passer. She's very good getting the ball in the high post to cutters or in the high-low game. She will be a great fit along with Tierra McCowan, the 6'7" center for the Indiana Fever, and she can also step out and face and stretch the floor. 33% from the three-point line this season, a hard worker and a winner at Baylor.
With the fourth pick in the 2020 WNBA draft, the Atlanta Dream select Kennedy Carter from Texas A&M.
Kennedy's cool, calm, and collected, but her family and friends are going nuts in Texas.
Yeah, she's always cool, calm, and collected. You know, this is a player that some people have referred to, some GMs have referred to as a generational talent. She is phenomenal with the basketball in her hands. In pick and roll situations, she simply can go get buckets. She can score on people, get in the lane. She's got the floater. She can facilitate to teammates as well. 35% in her career from the three-point line. She gets to the free throw line. She can finish inside, average 21 points a game this past season. This is a young woman who can flat out score.
Oh, she's going to be a fun player to watch in Atlanta, no doubt about it.
With the fifth pick in the 2020 WNBA draft, the Dallas Wings select Bella Allery from Princeton University.
Yes, Bella!
Oh, what an awesome reaction from Bella Allery and her family. The confetti falling Such a great story. The 3-time Ivy League Player of the Year out of Princeton is now the 5th overall pick, Rebecca.
And what an upside this young woman has. 6'4", long. She has post moves, and she can face up and stretch you out to the three-point as well. Three-point line as well. Fluid, has a solid handle. She can elude defenders well inside. Tremendous upside for this player. Can shoot from the three-point line, will play the 4 position, can defend out on the perimeter as well. Defensively, averaged over 2 blocks a game at Stanford. She played there with her back to the basket and facing the basket. A really intriguing prospect. A lot of coaches and GMs compared to potentially at some point having a game similar to Emma Miesemann.
With the 6th pick in the 2020 WNBA draft, the Minnesota Lynx select Micaiah Herbert Harrigan from the University of South Carolina.
Well, Micaiah Herbert Harrigan from South Carolina, the first curveball of this first round, Rebecca, as she goes 6th overall to Minnesota.
I really love Micaiah Herbert Harrigan's game. She's a long athlete. She can really stretch from the 4 position. 6'2". She's a terrific shot blocker, almost 2 per game. Rebounds the basketball, has a nice touch from the outside. She shot 44% from the three-point line as a senior. And this is a player as a freshman only attempted 4 threes. She has improved tremendously under the guidance of Dawn Staley at South Carolina. A WNBA body. She has great athleticism. She's bouncy on the floor, a fiery competitor as well. A little bit of a surprise that she went here at number 6, but she is a player to keep an eye on in the WNBA.
With the 7th pick in the 2020 WNBA draft, the Dallas Wings select Tyasha Harris from the University of South Carolina.
Well, Rebecca, you thought Ty Harris may be going to Minnesota. Instead, Ty Harris ends up the pick later with Dallas, and they get that point guard to try and, lead the rest of the bigs that they've already selected here tonight.
And what a great leader they have gotten in Ty Harris. She's a mature player, a competitor. She developed from a freshman on a national championship team to a leader of a lot of young players on the #1 team in the country this past year. Decent size at 5'10". She really improved her three-point shot, shooting at a 38% clip. As a senior, has a great feel of when to shoot and when to distribute to her teammates, just under 6 assists a game. And she learned from Dawn Staley, one of the best point guards to ever play the game in her 4 years at South Carolina. Ty Harris is a player who in the big moments this year, in the big games, stepped up and scored for her team. I love her as a potential leader in the WNBA as well.
One of the things you talk about, an ascending player, the way she's continued to get better and better. Ty Harris, the 7th overall pick to Dallas.
With the 8th pick in the WNBA 2020 draft, the Chicago Sky select Ruthie Hebard, University of Oregon.
Well, Ruthie was just waiting for the official announcement. I promise you, she hadn't heard it yet. Ruthie Hebard, the 3rd player from Oregon going, and she is headed to a really good Chicago team.
Yeah, and she's phenomenal on the pick and roll. And the word on the WNBA draft street was that Courtney Vandersloot, the point guard for the Chicago Sky, really wanted Ruthie Hebard to come to the Chicago Sky, to have the ability to pass to her in pick and roll situations. She is a finisher inside. 17 points, 9.5 rebounds a game, 69% from the field as a senior, which led the NCAA. She is simply a finisher, phenomenal in the pick and roll, terrific when she catches it on the roll, floating it over defenders in the mid-post. So this is a player who can really help them in the pick and roll game, and perfect because Chicago spread you out and she'll be surrounded by shooters.
With the 9th pick in the 2020 WNBA draft, the New York Liberty select Megan Walker from the University of Connecticut.
Oh, what a reaction in Chesterfield, Virginia. They have the confetti, the balloons, and even the cardboard cut out of the face.
Megan Walker is the best three-point shooter in the WNBA draft at 6'1", shot 45% from the three-point line in her senior season. She averaged 12 points a game as a sophomore, and then this past year as a junior, 19.7 points a game. She's a weapon in transition, good size, good length for a perimeter player. She's a three player, but is very good at defending in the post. 8 rebounds a game, attacks the rim as well. Her specialty and her real skill will be shooting from the perimeter, spot up three-point shooter in particular in the corners.
With the 10th pick in the 2020 WNBA draft, the Phoenix Mercury select Jocelyn Willoughby from the University of Virginia.
Wow.
What a wonderful reaction from Jocelyn getting the news. She is headed to Phoenix, and you correctly predicted that one, partner.
Oh, look at the body on this young woman. 6 foot tall, strong, three-player, 19 points a game at the University of Virginia. She's strong, long, crafty in the lane. She's a type of player who can hit threes and get to the rim, gets fouled frequently as well. 6.5 free throw attempts a game. She shot 42% from the three-point line and took a lot of them. She can guard 4 positions, a very good defender, elite rebounder for her size. She's a 3-4 hybrid, which is not the easiest position to find. I had some people say she could be the steal of the draft if she drops to the late part of the first round, and that's where she's going. This is a young woman who's going to make her mark.
The 11th pick in the 2020 WNBA draft, the Seattle Storm select Kyria Laksa from TTT Riga in Latvia.
So Kyria Laksa, the pick, the Latvian, who certainly could shoot.
Yeah, and this was the expected pick for the Seattle Storm. Seattle is loaded. They do not need a player who can come over right away and impact the team. So this could be a pick for the future as well. She's a phenomenal three-point shooter, 40% for her career. She averaged 18 points a game in her South Florida career. She makes tough shots. She moves really well without the basketball. Jose Fernandez at USF had a run off of multiple screens and actions in order to get looks like that one. Players in her face, quick release. She could be another great spacer for the Seattle Storm.
With the 12th pick in the 2020 WNBA draft, the New York Liberty select Jasmine Jones from the University of Louisville.
Jasmine Jones is just a terrific athlete. She improved her scoring from a season ago to this year by 10 points. A tremendous athlete, can defend on the perimeter, can get into the lane and score and finish. She expanded her three-point range this season with the ability to hit from the perimeter. This is a player who has a nice WNBA body, skill set, athleticism. You see here what she does so well. She can get to the rim, hit the mid-range shot, slash to the basket, 6 feet, good size, can defend, very good in the mid-range, 38% from the three-point line this season after not taking a lot of them the first couple years of her career.
Jasmine Jones played the most games in Louisville history, and she is the 12th overall selection of the 2020 WNBA draft.